My PSA submission from Culture Collision is back, and I've got some cards I bet you've never seen before. I've got football, basketball, baseball, soccer, and even a Marvel card. Let's data dive. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Data Dive powered by Market Movers. My name is Tyler Nethercott, better known as Teapot, and this week I am really excited to share my most recent PSA submission results with you. So we're going to jump right into that. And as always, this video is brought to you by Market Movers. We won't be using Market Movers live on the video today, but I did use it to look up a lot of data. You can visit marketmoversapp.com and use promo code DIVE when you check out. You'll get 14 days completely free to try it out and then 20% off for life. Now let's get into the reveal. All right, so I sent this order in back at the end of January with our grading partners Got Baseball Cards. It took about 68 days to get back to me on a bulk value submission at $21 per cards. Some of these cards were ones that I plan to sell. Others are squarely for my PC, and a few of them I might be open to moving. So I'll talk through those as we go. Now, if you're not familiar, we do have a grading partnership. You can do live drop-offs here in Cards HQ. You can also mail your cards in. If you're remote and you would like to use our grading partnership, you can go to sportscardinvestor.com/grading or click grading up in the main menu bar, and you'll see all the information for our grading submission service, which we partner with Got Baseball Cards, which is also another local shop here. You've probably seen the videos Jeff's done in the past with Joe Davis. And it's a great service. And the main reason, one of the main reasons that I really like that service is because they will actually do a pre-screening of your cards before they get sent to PSA or to SGC or to whomever you choose to use. Now, what does that mean exactly? What is a pre-screening? They're not doing any cleaning, no Kurt's Card Care, nothing like that. What they're doing is they're taking your cards and they're looking at them. And these are people who are really familiar with grading standards. They know how to look at things. They've got lights. They've got everything set up. And for $2 a card, they will look at your cards and they'll determine whether they think that they are a great candidate to get a 9 or a 10, or if they might get an inferior grade. Now, no guarantees on any of that, but they are generally good at spotting flaws, even when you may have missed them, or in my case, when I've missed them. And when you're crunched for time and other things, or you just like a second set of eyes, that's what I've done every time I've done a submission with them. For most of the cards, I say, please pre-screen these and then look at them. And they charge me that $2 a card. And then on the ones that they say we don't recommend sending these ones in, they put on the penny sleeve on the outside of the card where they think there's issues. And they'll send you a message back with pictures and say, we recommend holding these 3 cards back, these 10 cards back, whatever. And it saves you that grading cost. So in my case, I had 3 cards that they said we don't recommend sending these in. And I'll show you what they look like. And that saved me $19 on each of those cards. So $57 net of that $2 per card. I saved $51 on these cards by not wasting my money grading them and seeing them potentially get a PSA 8 or lower, basically. So what were those cards and what does that look like? Here we have a 2016, 2017 Panini Select. This is a Lionel Messi silver. And they said that there was a print flaw on here. They would estimate that this card would get an 8. You can see it's kind of hard to read, but it says print flaw here. They actually circled on the card where they thought there was the defect, and then they put estimated 8. So they said, we recommend holding this back. You can still send it in if you want to. If you say, nah, ship it anyway, I'm okay with an 8 or whatever, that's totally fine. Then I had this one also out of 2016 Select. This is the multicolor, I believe it's called, or it might be called tricolor, depends on the year. There were some issues here with some print lines probably or some other defects on the card. They also said estimated an 8 on this one. So I held that back. And then I've got a Julian Alvarez from 2022 Prism English Premier League. This is the multicolor, and they said this one was off center and also had an issue. So they would recommend holding this one back. So even if you just don't have the time, maybe you've got an eye, but you've got a whole bunch of cards and you're like, it's okay. From a time perspective, I'd rather just let them use their expertise, pay that a couple dollars per card. I believe it's $2. It might be $3. Double check with them as I'm saying that. It's $2 to $3. It's not expensive. Definitely save you money. And I just like to have that peace of mind and save that money overall. So that saved me like 50 bucks instead of paying for that grading, which is great. So now we'll get into the stack of cards here, which isn't a huge stack, but I do have a nice little variety, and I'll kind of talk you through each of these. So starting out, nothing too crazy here. I was obviously hoping for a 10 on this card. You don't really break even on the cost of grading, but These can be kind of hard to move raw. It's always easier to move a graded card, in my opinion, than it is a raw card, at least if you're selling online. So this is Anthony Davis 2012 Panini Hoops rookie card. Nice looking card, classic vintage look on this in my opinion. And this one did get a 9, which I was a little disappointed about. So this one's Pop 1357, 1,159 10s. So you're looking in that 2,500 range between 9s and 10s. This goes for about $15 to $18, $20 maybe for that Anthony Davis. Similar story here. I've got another 2012 Hoops rookie card. This is Jimmy Butler, and this one did get the 10. So I got both of these cards, as well as a few others that I'm going to show you in this order, as part of a Christmas gift. Jeff did some loose packs of all kinds of different stuff a couple of years ago, and I was sorting my cards, and I found these in a box in top loaders, and I was like, you know what? Let me look at the condition. I had a few other rookies, but these two looked pretty good of the lot, and so I sent them in, and this one did get a 10. So this is Pop 293 on the Jimmy Butler. This cost me $21 to grade, and selling in a PSA 10, it's worth around $65. So happy with that one for sure. Probably lost a few dollars, overall on the Anthony Davis by grading it, but then made the money on the Jimmy Butler. This is a really fun set. Card number 1, America's Hero, Captain America, 1990 Impel. I love the back of Marvel cards. They've got all this great information. I don't know if I can get that to focus and zoom up like that, but there's lots of information. Real name, Steve Rogers, group affiliation, Avengers. They've got, his biometrics, height, weight, all that kind of stuff. And they always have these little bios. So it's a great way if you're a comic book nerd to kind of familiarize yourself with these different characters. And really excited, this one did get a 10 as well. So this was another one that I got from a loose pack. This was really exciting. I had a whole stack of these, and I looked at this one. I looked before I sent these in. I used Market Movers to look at the transacting prices of PSA 9s and 10s, did that analysis, looked at gem rates, and felt good. This one just had really good centering, which can be one of the problems with this 1990 set. So that card is a Pop 469, and it's selling for around $86 in a PSA 10 condition. So definitely happy with that grade. Next up, we're switching to soccer. This was, I believe, the last one from this order, also from some loose packs. This was not from Christmas. This was from a little get-together that we had at Jeff's house a few years ago, and we opened a box of 2016 Select Soccer, and that's where I got that Wayne Rooney and the Lionel Messi from, as well as this Neymar, which is a silver, and this one also got a 10, which is awesome. This is a really great-looking card, in my opinion. Really great-looking card. Really, really shines. I'll try to catch that on the camera instead of looking at it directly. But this did get the 10, and this one is just Pop 6 in a PSA 10. Now, a copy of this sold in a PSA 10 for $70 recently. At this price point, at $70, I'm going to hold this card. I'm a Barcelona fan. This is a nice-looking card. Neymar's an exciting player to watch. He can be a little bit dramatic, but he's gotten better with that over time. Kind of reminds me of Manny Machado a little bit in his evolution. So this is a really cool card. I'm going to keep this one in the PC for now. I like Neymar long-term. He's been one of the better players of this generation. Not in that top tier, but he's right there in the echelon below that. So I like that one too. Here's another soccer card. This is Alejandro Garnacho. With Manchester United. This is from 2022 Prism English Premier League, and I opened a few boxes of this. I got a deal on a few boxes of EPL soccer, and I hit some really cool cards. In fact, I hit an Erling Haaland autograph out of one of those that I sold raw through our Discord server, which is also a great way to sell cards if you're interested in that. No fees, obviously, that way. And I got the 10 on this one, too. This is, like I said, the multicolor Prism. Nice looking card. This is one that I am going to look to sell. I'm also going to look to sell the Anthony Davis and the Jimmy Butler, as well as potentially the Captain America card. So if you're interested in any of these ones that I note that I'm open to selling and you'd like to work out a deal, you can hit me up at Drummond Card Collector on Instagram or shoot me an email at help@sportscardinvestor.com and we can talk about that. So this one got a 10, and this one is just Pop 28. Sells for around $80 to $85 in PSA 10 condition. All right, so this one is a really cool card in my opinion. I knew this would not gem. I expected to get a 7 or an 8, to be honest. It had some issues, some damage. I don't know if you can see this, but in the top left corner, there is a corner ding that you can see on the blue, or some corner damage. Anytime you have that solid color around the border, you always run the risk that there's some chipping, which is really what's going on the corner. That can happen on the edges of cards too. This is from Topps Mini, Not the most popular set, but when you get these graded, it's nice because it kind of frames them up. They're not sliding around in a top loader. And this is of two really, really notable players from this generation. So this is serial numbered 4 of 5. This is the red parallel number to 4 of 5. It actually looks more red-orange, but it is the red parallel. And this one did get an 8. I'm not unhappy with that. I did not pay to have them pre-screen this card. So I told them, go ahead and just grade this one. And I should note that if you have them pre-screen all the cards, if they do say send it for grading, they still charge you that $2 to $3 for the pre-screening service. So I should have been representing more like $24, $23, $24 on some of these cards to grade them. But I said, don't pre-screen this, just send it. I'm confident, or I want it graded. And so that one looks really nice also with the PSA slab. That's a really cool card in my opinion. I like cards in baseball and other sports that feature multiple players. Some people don't like that. I really like it. Most people, I would say, do. And I think that's a nice looking card. This is a fun one. So we got some starting lineups sent to us in the office, gifted to us maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And Jeff went around and gave them out to everybody, and they came with the figurines, and then there was a card inside the box with it. So this is from starting lineup, Series 1, 2021-22 starting lineup. And this is really cool. It got a 10. Doug from our team had another one of these graded. I'm trying to remember who the athlete was. It might have been John Moran or somebody else. He got his graded, his gemmed. I thought, you know what? That's a good idea. There are not a lot of these out there. And so I was really excited when I got the 10. This one's Pop 6. One of these did sell in a PSA 10 for 50 bucks. I'm going to keep this one in my PC because it goes nicely with the starting lineup figurine. Okay, we're working our way down the list. We're into a Giannis run here. If you've watched this channel for long, you know that I am a big Court Kings fan. Some Court Kings cards, very difficult to grade when they have this solid border. This is another one that I knew wouldn't grade well. I was hoping for a PSA 8. This is out of 2021-22 Court Kings. And unfortunately, this one got a 7. But this is the set. A lot of people don't know quite how to pronounce this. It is Italian, not French. And it is Le Cinque Più Belle. Le Cinque Più Belle. And this one got a 7. Really nice looking cards. The hollow foil on Court Kings is probably the most understated element. I did a write-up on Court Kings and why I feel like it's really underrated for Basketball Card Fanatic magazine a few months ago. So you should check out that if you like basketball cards in general. Here's another, Cinque Più Belle. This is from 2020, the year prior, 2020-21. And this was another one that I was actually hoping maybe to get a 9 on, but I figured probably an 8. There is actually some edge chipping. It's really hard to capture on here. I'm going the wrong way. This is like kind of comb your hair in the mirror or something. But you can see there is a ding on the top there, as well as a little bit of corner damage. This did get the 8. I think that's probably a really fair grade. I was kind of surprised by the 7 on the other one. I thought they were both probably 8s, but there you have it, 1 7, 1 8. But these were for the PC. Did not ask them to pre-screen these. Just wanted to get them graded. I've got a few others graded, and I've been going after Court Kings, Giannis stuff, Auroras, and Cinque Più Belles. Okay, last Giannis in the order, and this is 2022-23 Donruss Elite Basketball. And you're wondering, Elite, okay, you know, some people, not the most notable product, some people like that. But it says here, in Game 6 of the 2021 NBA Finals, the Bucks needed a win to claim their first championship since 1971. Thanks to an outstanding outing from Antetokounmpo, they got it done. The one-of-a-kind forward recorded 50 points, the famous 50-piece, with 14 rebounds and 5 blocks to engineer a 105-98 win over Phoenix. And this one got an 8. I knew it was off-center. You can see left to right, it's off-center. I was hoping to get a 9 on it. I knew this would not gem. I did not ask them to pre-screen this. But as I'm moving the card here, let's see if I can capture it. This is a lenticular card. So you can see it goes from him holding the trophy to him out on the court. The only way this card could be cooler is if this was a better action shot, a Euro step, a dunk, a block, something else. But there he is with the Finals trophy, the Larry O'Brien trophy, and the MVP, Finals MVP trophy. Really cool card. Definitely keeping that one in the PC. And by the way, those 2 Court Kings, those are all like sub Pop 20 in those grades, from the grades that I got all the way up. This Donruss Elite Pop 3, 25 higher on this. Again, it's not the grade I wanted. And if you look at the prices of these, from raw up to 9s and 10s, they're kind of all over the place. The pricing's all over the place on these. So I'm keeping that one in my PC. Hard to nail down what it would actually sell for if you send it in on auction, but I'm keeping that. I really like it. Second to last card here. This one's really cool. I saw one of these on Instagram. I didn't know these existed. Kind of unique. This is a metal card. It's like literally made from metal. This is Panini 1 and it's called Surge. There have only been 7 sales of this card in the last year, all of them raw, and it has a peel, a protective film on the front of it. I took the peel off. Yes, I did. All you keep the peel on people. I took it off. Why? Because it looked terrible and it has this big sticker on it and it was bubbly, but you can see it has this kind of cool paint splatter effect on the back of the card. And this got a PSA 10. So I'll try to capture the effect here with the lighting and the camera, but this is definitely a sharp looking card. It has that kind of artistic outer space feel to it. And this is a Pop 2. Pop 2 now. No 10s have sold that I've seen or that I'm aware of. So this one's really cool. Probably keeping this. I would value this card around $250. It sells raw $100 to $125. So in a PSA 10 condition at Pop 2, I'd say $250. If you are interested in this card at that price point, hit me up and contact me. Maybe we can work out a deal, but otherwise I'm content to keep that one for now in the PC. And then last but not least, this one comes with a little bit of a story. This is 1997 Topps Mystery Finest. And this is the gold refractor. And I got this at one of the trade nights last year, one of the sponsored trade nights, the Card Collector 2 trade night last year at the National. I went upstairs, I waited for a long time in line, I wasn't sure if I could get in. Eventually I got in, and I started walking around, and this guy had a big Zion case as well as some binders full of different stuff. And he was a guy who buys lots of cards out of like estate auctions and from like auction websites that sell everything, not like Golden or PWCC or Heritage or some of these other bigger auction sites for cards and other collectibles, but just estate auction sites. He buys big collections and then he sells them off. And I saw this card and I'm like, you don't see this card every day. It's not the most notable one. A lot of people might not even know that this exists. And so I looked it up. I looked over the card really thoroughly. I thought it looked really great, and the pop counts were incredibly low. And there had only been one sale of this card in the prior year, and it was for $245 raw. So I bought this card, and I was really hoping it would get a 10. Really, really, really shines. The gold refraction on this card. I mean, 90s cards just had something about them, and the refractive effect that seems to have been lost a little bit over time on some of the refractors today. Got a 9, really thought it had a chance at a 10. There is a print line, and I think that's probably what they got me on, is there's a print line. Let's see if I can catch it. Not really. It's right across the middle here, and you have to catch it just in the right light. I think everything else about this card seemed really, really clean. Obviously, it's borderless for the most part, aside from this edge. So I don't think, centering or something like that would be an issue, but this card really pops in hand. And this is Pop 4 with just 2 higher. And I want to say at the time that I sent this in, there was only 110. So I value this at $350 in PSA 9 condition, $245 raw, I think with the low pop in a PSA 9. That $100 markup to $350 is about what I would expect to get for this card. Again, one that I'm happy to keep in my Barry Sanders PC, but if this is one that you are interested in, this is one that I might be open to moving or maybe even trading for another Barry Sanders or something else, some other Pistons cards, depending on what you have. So, which of these cards did you like the best? Any of them that you hadn't seen before, let me know down in the comments. And if you'd like to, make a deal at Drummond Card Collector, or shoot me an email at help@sportscardinvestor.com if you're interested. And while you're down in the comments letting me know which card you liked, make sure to like and subscribe, share it with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, happy investing, keep on collecting, and make sure to have fun.